Tell the feeling like I'm trapped in my damn mind. Tell the feeling like I'm rapping a damn lie. Tell the feeling like my life is a damn game. Nigga really wanna die in the nighttime. Only time I feel pain when I'm feeling love. That's why I said it on.
What's up, guys? Breaking Series back at it again. What if Naruto's Betrayed Part 2? I'm really happy to do this. This is a series I think I'm going to really enjoy. So, I know in the comments in the last video, you guys were talking about, oh, Naruto's too weak, he needs to be more powerful. And don't worry, he gets more powerful. He gets broken beyond God. This is like starter out. Now, right now, yes, he is about 14, but just wait. By the time he hits 16, he's going to be broken. He's going to be awesome. So, yeah, that's one of the first things I wanted to address. The second is, holy crap, thank you. Part 1 of this series, it's insane. We're already at 210 views. Like, holy cow. Jeez. Got like, what, 19 likes? And that was within the first 24 hours of releasing it. Thanks a lot. Wow. Yeah, that's insane. But yeah, thanks a lot. So, as I was saying, Naruto's going to, his power struggle is going to become surreal here, especially in this What If It begins. And Naruto is going to become, in line. He starts to develop even more hate for the village, and he wants to kill the 3 elders, for they were the ones, along with Sakura. Yeah, you can't forget Simp Sakura. Now, yeah, that's going to happen. His goal is to kill the 3 elders, too, along with them, because they were the ones who revealed the fact that he was a 9-tails Jinchuriki, putting his life into just an absolute, just destroyed it. So, yeah. And can't forget the ship of the series. It's some Sweet Home Alabama stuff. Stepsister and stepbrother, Naruto and Ino. Can't forget that. So, yeah. Let's get started within the What If. And here we go. Naruto is walking through the village. He's walking through, looking at the blue sky, the serene village, the noisy market district. He looks around, wanting to look back at his past. He remembers whenever he used to come to Ichiraku with his friends. He'd eat ramen there. Also, by the way, I finally remembered the ramen guy's name, Taiuchi. Yeah. I remember because I watched this really funny video where he had 8 gates and he versed Pain and saved Naruto from Pain. I recommend looking it up. Just look up 8 gates, Taiuchi versus Pain, or Ramen Guy versus Pain. Just look it up. It's really funny. But anyway, he remembers in a visual stance, looking up at the sky. He sees his memories as if they are being played back to him of what he had in this village. Then he saw how it all came crumbling down, along with his love, his friends, his understanding of happiness, and how he broke into a depression. Naruto, walking through the village, sees a blonde-haired woman. He isn't quite sure of who she is. She stands out, though, especially with her massive melons. Naruto looks at her and says, probably some whore. Then he becomes to realize that's the 5th Hokage. She replaced Hiruzen, who is so-called dead. He learned that the other day. As he's looking at her, he hears, "Naruto, is that you?" He turns around to see a pink-haired girl, Sakura. He then says, "I guess you found me out." All the villagers look at him, hearing the name Naruto. They all are concerned, saying, Is that the demon? He hears the whispers surrounding him of the demon fox, and if that's him. Some say, it can't be. He was way uglier. Some say, really? He's changed so much. Probably trying to hide his identity so he can kill us all. Naruto, angered by this, says, you just had to go out and scream it, you pink brat. Sakura says, staring in shock, It's you demon! How are you not dead? Naruto smiles and says, You can thank her family because of that, pointing at Ino while hugging her. Ino smiles and says, "You're welcome, big brother." He says how I have a new family now. Then Naruto hears in the crowd, "A new family? Pfft, it's probably just one of his sex slaves." This enrages Naruto. Naruto then throws a kunai, levitating towards the man who whispered its neck. It's levitating. Tsunade sees this and says, "What jutsu is that? And why is he threatening one of my villagers?" He then walks up and says, "What'd you just say to me? I don't care if you call me a demon or a nine-tailed fox." Tsunade hears this and says, "Wait, what? Nine-tailed fox? What? Is he a Jinchuriki? Is he the so-called dead Jinchuriki of the nine-tailed fox?" Naruto, staring at him, says, "But if you insult my sister, I will end your life faster than you can say demon." And then Naruto says, "And then I will slaughter your family and kill them all in cold blood as you lay there bleeding out." Naruto then smiles and says, "So don't say it again." He says, "I don't care if you call me demon." He walks away, having the knife levitate back towards him, the man in fear crying. Tsunade walks up to him and says, "Boy, what are you doing to my villagers? What are you doing to my village?" Naruto smiles and says, "Your village is full of horrible people. Are you sure you should be proud of that?" Ino then looks at her and says, "So misjudging. You all hated Naruto for no reason, just for the fact he had a fox inside of him. You all are cruel. You deserve no right to be called the village of love or the land of fire." Naruto then says, "I'm out of here. Come on, Ino." He begins to walk away and then Sakura grabs him and says, "How are you not dead?" She tries to throw a punch at him, but by the time she cocks her fist, a knife is levitating at her throat, and he says, "Throw that punch, and you'll be dead." He's smiling with a maniacal laugh, his blue eyes glimmering with hate. Sakura says, "How dare you!" She then is about to throw another punch, but then Tsunade says, "Don't, Sakura! He's not worth it." Naruto says, "Wise decision," with a smile on his face. Sakura then lets him go. He holds the knife at her until he's out of range of her hit punch. He then says, "Goodbye now." As he's walking out of the village, Shikamaru was in the crowd and he says, "Naruto, is that you?" Naruto says, "Long time no see, Shikamaru." Shikamaru says, "Wait, Naruto!" Naruto is already body flickered away, disappearing from the crowd. Everyone begins whispering on the boy. They say, "Nine-Tails Jinchuriki brat, how dare he threaten her life? She's one of the students of the 5th Hokage, one of the legendary Sannin. What a brat, he truly is a demon." Many whispers continue about Naruto. Eventually some of them reach Sasuke. Sasuke is in the village, okay? He's going to stay in the village just because he didn't have that rivalry with Naruto. So he's going to be in the village longer. And he's going to be basically replacing Naruto when to defend the village and all that. And Naruto's going to kind of take the place of Sasuke, but they're still going to have different emotions. It's not like the original timeline where both of them have different emotions. They have those emotions where Sasuke is seeking power and stuff like that, and Naruto is trying to bring Sasuke back. No, Sasuke isn't going to really bother wanting to bring Naruto back. He never really had a friendship with him, but he's going to be playing the part of protecting the village and stuff like that. So yeah, and Naruto, he's going to be on a revenge thirst, but he's not going to do it for his brother, because he didn't have one. He's just going to do it to get rid of Sakura and the 3 elders. Those were the ones who ruined his life. Naruto, as he's leaving the village, begins thinking, "I need to acquire the falcon summoning." Naruto then sighs and says, Ino, are you ready to head out? Ino smiles and says, yes, brother. As Ino's smiling, she thinks to herself, only if I could tell him that I loved him more than a brother. Only if. She then hugs Naruto, saying, let's go, brother. Naruto hugs her back and says, okay. Naruto begins traveling. His goal is to get to the mountain range outside the village of the stone. So, once Naruto arrives there, he climbs this mountain after leaving Ino at like a base camp. She was resting at this base camp that's it's about 2 miles outside the village of stone. So, Naruto's climbing this mountain, and his goal is to acquire the Falcon Summoning. At the very top of the mountain, he finds the scroll, and he finds a small little cart. He then opens the scroll, and it turns out to be a reverse summoning, bringing him to the world of the Falcons. As he gets there, a girl with red hair greets him and says, hello, my name is Amaya. Naruto says, hello there. Where are the Falcons? She says, they are here. I'm just a human who helps with acquiring summoning jutsus and giving you tests to see if you're worthy. He says, I see. Naruto then says, is there some sort... what involves with this test? Like, what sort of it is? Then Amaya responds, it's a simple test. It's to see if you're worthy of the Falcon Summoning. You'll simply fight one of our strongest fighters, a snow falcon. Naruto then says, I understand. She then replies with, very well. I will take you to go meet him. And as they're walking, the lead falcon, which is a massive peregrine falcon, arrives and says, hello, boy. What is your name? He responds with, Naruto Uzumaki. Both of the girls in shock. Amaya and the falcon in shock say, Uzumaki? That's your clan? He says, yes. Why are you asking? He says, I see. You have no need to pass the test. Us Falcons have a great relations with Uzumaki clan. How are they doing these days? He then says, the Uzumaki clan is gone. Me and a few others are the last survivors. Amaya, in shock by this, says, my clan is gone? Naruto then says, wait, you're an Uzumaki? She says, yes. I'm one of the few. We come here to help the Falcons in their summoning. He then responds, I see. She then says, if you're one of the last Uzumaki, you'll need the Falcon summoning. Then they say, first we have to test if you're actually an Uzumaki. Amaya says, come with me, we're going to go to the medical area. As they head there, it's just a small shack. They head in, and she says, we'll need to take a blood sample, and we'll compare it to mine to see if you're of true Uzumaki descent. He says, very well. Be honest, I don't even know my parents. I was only told that I was an Uzumaki. So, yeah. She says, I see. We can confirm that for you, though, right now. Amaya says this in a bit of a harsh tone, saying, so, how did my clan disappear? He says, I'm not quite sure. All I know is there's legends and stories. This happened very long ago. She says, I see. He then says, it's believed that they were massacred by almost every other clan because they were believed to be too strong and hold too much of a great power. They possessed many strong seals. She says, that is understandable. I only know a few seals, basic ones for sealing a Jinchuriki and stuff like that, since the Uzumaki were trusted with being mainly Jinchuriki holders. Naruto then says, you see, I am a Jinchuriki. Amaya in shock responds, oh, which Jinchuriki are you? A 2 tails? 3 tails? Naruto says, no, the 9 tails. Amaya then responds, "Oh, I'm sorry." He says, "Oh, it's no big deal. It's caused me great pain within my village, but I've managed to grow past that." She says, "Well, I'm happy you've gotten past it, Naruto." He smiles and says, "I am too." After running a blood scan, she says, "I see. You're part Uzumaki, so technically, yes, you are an Uzumaki, but you're not full blood. But that doesn't matter. You're still a surviving member, so you still get the Falcon summoning." He says, "Very well. Thank you very much." She says, "No problem. I'm very happy to help a fellow clan member." He smiles and says, "I am too." Now, I forgot to mention, Amaya is about 15, a year older than Naruto. So yeah. If you don't know what this means, it means Naruto's going to be in a harem. If you don't know what a harem is, it's basically a frick ton of girls simping for you. Anyway, back to the story. So, Naruto then says, "Thank you very much." He stays in the mountains for a while in the Falcon world, training on how to work with them. Eventually, he meets his main summoning Falcon. It's about 6 feet tall. It has a 10-foot wingspan. His name is Arata. Arata means a blinding light. It roughly translates to that. It could translate to some other things, but it roughly translates to that. Now, just so you know, he's like a snow falcon, and if you want to see a picture of that, I'm going to put that up on screen right now. So personally, I thought this was a pretty good picture of it. So basically, this is what they'll look like. Now, Arata, he specializes in like stealth jutsus and blinding jutsus. So he can summon up a blizzard that can cover like a 2-mile area. That basically this blizzard, you can only see about 2 feet in front of you, 3 feet in front of you. But the Falcon and its user, they'll be up in the sky or they'll be mid-range in the blizzard. So they'll be seeing pretty well. They'll be seeing a bit shorter than your average distance view. So, yeah. They'll be seeing pretty well considering the blizzard of its type. And the temperatures can go down to about negative 10 degrees. But as you saw in the previous pictures, Naruto's like decked out in like colder clothing and all that. So he'll be fine. Same with the Falcon. Along with this, Naruto, since he'll be so cold, he can put water around his body and make a steel armor, basically, but ice. So it'll be a bit lighter than steel. Now, this gives Naruto a massive boost in stealth and completing missions, and this will give him the name Naruto the Snow Demon. Now, I'm going to put a picture of Naruto up on the screen. I'm going to put a picture of like a snow demon. This picture's off like Ghost of Tsushima. I'm just trying to give like some visuals in my videos to like help you see like what I'm seeing. So this picture's from Ghost of Tsushima. It's a really fun game. It's on PS4. Highly recommend it. It's a samurai in like feudal Japan during the Mongol invasion. Anyway, back to the what if, but I'm going to put a picture on screen. So yeah, here it is. Now, Naruto, he's finally going to finish his training with the Falcon. He's going to head back down the mountain after saying bye to his fellow clan member. As he heads down the mountain, he finally meets up with Ino. Ino's happy to see him after a few days. She was a bit concerned, and she hugs him and then kisses him on cheek. Naruto blushes, saying, "Whoa, Ino, take it a bit slow." Ino smiles and says, "I'm sorry. I was just really worried about you." He says, "I understand, Ino." Now we're going to switch over to Jiraiya. Yeah, this is happening. Now Jiraiya begins to walk into the village. After a long trip seeing the world, he wants to finally see his godson, Naruto. He wants to meet up with him. He wants to be there for him, unlike he couldn't be. He wants to help Naruto and train him, and teach him about his father, Minato, the 4th Hokage. So, Jiraiya walks up to the Hokage office, saying, "Hi, Tsunade. How are you?" Tsunade smiles and says, "Hello, Jiraiya. What can I do for you?" Jiraiya then says, "I'm here to see a boy named Naruto, the son of the fourth Hokage. You may know him. Blonde hair, I think? Yeah, blonde hair." She then says, "Wait, Naruto?" He says, "Yeah, he's my godson." Funny now, right? You never pictured me being as a father, Tsunade. She then says, Jiraiya, I'm not sure how to explain this, but Naruto's supposedly... It's hard to explain, like, he's supposedly dead. Jiraiya goes with a blank stare, saying, "What?" She then explains, "Well, a girl named Sakura, as the story goes, was hated on him because he was a Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, so she threw him off a bridge where they were in the land of the village mist. She paid for about a year of juvenile detention, and reformation, but yeah, it's believed he's dead. Now, the other day, a boy came in." Jiraiya stops her right there and says, "I'm sorry, he was killed by his own teammate, Tsunade?" Tsunade says, "Wait, hold on, Jiraiya. A boy came in the other day. Sakura identified him as Naruto, and he had white hair, blue eyes, and a thin jawline like Minato, but he looked different." He says, "I swear to God, if that is not Naruto, I'm going to kill that little girl. I don't care what I get for it. She killed my godson just over him being a Jinchuriki, not even over his own personality." Tsunade then tries to calm Jiraiya down, saying, "Calm down, Jiraiya, calm down." Jiraiya says, "I'm not going to calm down, Tsunade. My godson could be dead for all I know." She then explains, Naruto left the village. He was heading towards the village of the stone. He was in search of something. I could tell because I had an Anbu follow him. He then smiles and says, "He better be alive, or else, Tsunade." She says, "It probably is Naruto, okay? He's just changed a lot. That's really traumatic, his teammates betraying him. To be honest, I'm not sure how I feel about Sakura after learning of this story. She is my student." Jiraiya pauses and says, "I'm sorry, this girl who sacrificed her own teammate is your student?" Jiraiya responds, saying, "I didn't think you'd ever go this low, Tsunade." Tsunade says, "Jiraiya, I didn't know of it before I met her." He says, "Fine, whatever. I'm going to go find my godson. This village is disgusting. How could they treat him like that? The son of the fourth Hokage." She then says, "Well, they don't exactly know he's the son of the fourth Hokage. They didn't want him having the enemies of his father coming after him. At least Hiruzen didn't want that." Jiraiya looks into this and says, "Well, you're right. Minato did have a lot of enemies. But still, could have at least given them some credit, saying to the villagers that he was the son of the fourth Hokage, and that the fourth Hokage wished that he'd be okay and live a happy life. Or have at least put laws against them treating a Jinchuriki like that. For all I know, he could have been beaten in the streets and had profanity screamed at him." Jiraiya leaves the office with bluster on his face. I mean, how to rephrase this? He left the office very angry and very temperamental, and Tsunade didn't really know how to, she can understand his viewpoint because, his godson may be dead or may be alive and was betrayed by the village. So, Jiraiya goes out, and he's in search of Naruto. Now, we're going to skip back to Naruto. Now, Naruto says, "Hey, come on, let's go." Ina says, "Wait, what are we doing, Naruto?" He then summons Arata. Arata shows up and says, "Yes, Naruto, I didn't know you'd be using me so soon." He says, "Is it okay if I could use you for travel this one time? I wanted to show my sister." Arata then looks at Ino and says, "How cute. How old is she?" Ino blushes and says, "I'm 12. Arata says, "It's very nice to meet you, Ino. You know, you should be proud of your brother. He's accomplished a very amazing thing." Naruto smiles and says, "Oh, Arata." Arata then smiles at Naruto and says, "It is true, Naruto." Now, Arata requests that Naruto not use him very much, just because he does have a family of his own. Naruto does understand and says, "I won't use you very much, unless it's heavily required, or I very much need you as an escape." Arata understands this and says, "Very well. I recommend you use a peregrine falcon, a large one, as your main travel. They're a bit faster than me, too." Naruto says, "Very well, I understand this." They hop on Arata. Arata smiles, "Hold on." They both fly up. They're flying among the clouds. Ino blushes her hand against the clouds. She feels the breeze pushing through her hands. She smiles and then giggles. This puts a smile on Naruto's face. Naruto doesn't smile much, but just seeing his sister happy makes him happy. Then Ino puts her head on Naruto's back, holding him tight. She thinks, only if this could go on forever. "I love you, Naruto." Ino says, "Hold on, Naruto." Then Arata says, "Let's go." He dives down onto a trading post near the Leaf Village. As he's diving down, he says, "Here we go, guys." The speeds increase, wind pushing Naruto's hair. It's all flying back. Naruto's spiky hair begins to undo, making his hair even flatter, looking like the one picture. Before, he had some spikes left in his hair, but now it's just completely gone. He's now has a breezy hairline. Ino smiles at this, thinking he's even cuter. As Naruto and Ino fly back down, they say, "Thank you very much, Arata." Arata smiles and says, "You're very welcome, Naruto and Ino. Remember, I'd recommend peregrine falcons. They're faster than me, and they perform better maneuver-wise." Naruto says, "Thank you very much." Arata says, "You're very welcome." Then Arata returns home. Naruto is then walking to the trading post. He then sees a mask. It's a white mask. Now this mask is only selling for a few thousand yen. It's like a broken Anbu mask. I'm going to put a picture up on screen because I'm trying to visualize it. Because he's like a snow demon. And if he looks like kind of like a ghost or like a demon, I think that'd be really cool. So I'm going to put a picture up on screen to give visuals. Because I'm really trying my best to share what's going on through my head of how I envision Naruto if he was betrayed and became a snow demon. So I'm going to put that up right now. Naruto finally comes to the conclusion. He wants to buy this mask. He thinks it'd be very useful in battle. And it would inspire fear. People thinking that he was a ghost or he truly was a demon. He then tries on the mask. It isn't very practical. It isn't very comfortable. But, however, he thinks it looks really cool. So he's going to buy it. His sister says, "Why would you do that? I mean, I know it's a few thousand yen, but still. Why would you buy that?" He says, "Simple. To scare my enemies. Plus, it looks really cool. It's cool collectible. Am I right, Ino?" Ino just sighs and says, "You boys." He says, "I mean, come on. It's so cool." They puts it on, and he uses a water jutsu to make a blizzard. And then he shows him slowly walking up to Ino. And then Ino smiles and says, "That is really cool." The shop owner just seeing him casually summon a blizzard and then him pretending to be a snow demon, this scares the frick out of him. And he just quickly shuts the gates saying, "We gotta get rid of this." So Naruto then says, "Come on, Ino. Let's go." Naruto begins walking through the mountain paths. He says, "This was really nice. To be honest, I'm really happy I got the Falcon something. I'm happy I knew you as a sister, Ino." Ino blushes, saying, "Oh, Naruto." It's beginning to get nighttime. Naruto is up in the mountains near a cliff. He found a nice campsite. As he's sitting there, he hears a man walk up behind him, and he asks, "Hey, boy, have you seen a boy with white hair around here?" As Naruto turns around, he sees a white-haired old man saying, "Wait, Naruto?" Naruto, in shock, stands up, saying, "Who are you?" The man says, "Naruto, it's me, your godfather." Naruto says, "I have no father. My father left me." Naruto, with his mask at his side, saying, "Leave me alone." Jiraiya breaks into tears, saying, "But Naruto, it's me." Now, I'm going to leave it off there. I think that's a good spot to leave it off. Sorry if this what if was like a bit slow. I'm trying to characterize Naruto, make him more powerful and all that, and look even cooler. So yeah, that's happening. And I just want to say thanks for watching. Hopefully, if we can get this up to 10 likes, I'm going to do part 3. As soon as we hit 10 likes, I'll start editing. I'll start it all and get part 3 out as soon as I can. So hopefully we can do that. And yeah. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, guys. See ya.
Tell the feeling like I'm trapped in my damn mind. Tell the feeling like I'm rapping a damn lie. Tell the feeling like my life is a damn game. Nigga really wanna die in the nighttime. Only time I feel pain when